Well, we have a big matchup on Sunday. It's the Chiefs at the Broncos right here on CBS at 2:25. Of course, we're going to get you started with countdown to kickoff at 9:30 in the morning, but immediately after us, it is the NFL Today live from Mile High at 10 a.m. And we're so pleased to be joined by Matt Ryan, one of the hosts of the NFL Today, former NFL quarterback. Matt, thanks again for your time this morning. We really appreciate it. What's it going to be like to do the show live here in the Mile High City? I imagine you guys are jazzed.
Yeah, we're excited. We've had the opportunity to go on the road a couple times this year and do the show live from different stadiums. So we started week one, we were in Green Bay. We were in Kansas City early in the season, Buffalo a couple of weeks ago, and now to come to Denver. It's going to be really exciting. The energy, the atmosphere, particularly when you go to great fan bases like Denver, it makes for an incredible show. So we're looking forward to getting out there. We're looking forward to feeling the energy, and then looking forward to a great game Sunday afternoon.
We like to think here in Denver that the team and their fans here in Denver have a unique connection. I know you only played in Denver twice in your playing career, but is that something you've noticed as a player and as a broadcaster?
Oh, for sure. You can feel it. You know, when you go play, in Denver and the horse comes out and the fans are on top of you and you feel the energy and the place is packed in orange. You feel it as a road team. And it's one of the great places to play in our league. And, I'm looking forward to being back out there. I love playing there as a player, but really going to enjoy it as an analyst as well.
Let's talk a little bit about the Broncos. We're going to start with Bo Nix and the offense. It hasn't looked pretty recently. I know Bo Nix, I think he's the least sacked and least pressured quarterback in the entire NFL, yet he's one of the most inaccurate. Those things seem to contradict each other. What do you see recently from this Broncos offense and Bo Nix?
I'd agree, a bit of inconsistency, but, in Bo's defense, he's been excellent when they've needed him at the end of games and, has kind of pulled out some crazy wins for them this season. So you can't forget about that portion of it. Defense is playing outstanding. I think the offense has been a bit out of rhythm the last couple of weeks, but they're sitting in a good spot. And Sean has said it. We are what our record is, and that's as good as there is in the AFC.
And the record, yep, you're right, 8-2, tied for the best record in all of football. So while Bronco fans are panicking a little bit about this offense, it's only scored one touchdown in its last 17 possessions. All is good in the big picture. Do you view the Broncos as a Super Bowl contender, a legit Super Bowl contender?
I think you have to. I think the way their defense has played, in really the first, 60% of the season, they've been outstanding. The ability to pressure the quarterback. Vance Joseph does an amazing job in terms of scheme as a defensive coordinator of stressing your pass protections, but the multiple guys that they have that can get home and rush the passer, that's a recipe for success. I think the offense has to get going. If they're going to win it all, I think the offense has to get going a little bit more, be a little bit more consistent, and really put together four-quarter games. As good as they've been, even in the comebacks, it hasn't really been, consistent for 4 quarters. So I think they can get there. I know Sean Payton is one of the best offensive coaches in the league. I played against him a lot when he was in New Orleans. I was in Atlanta. So I know he can get it going. I think Bo's got the talent to be able to do it. They just have to put it all together. And honestly, this league is about peaking at the right time. And so if this offense can start to find its stride and start playing its best football in the month of December and into January, I think there's enough firepower to get it done.
2 years ago, we wouldn't be having this same conversation, but Sean Payton, George Payton, the new Broncos ownership have really changed this franchise's fortunes in a quick amount of time. It's really been remarkable, hasn't it?
It has. I played my last season in Indianapolis and played against when Nathaniel Hackett was the head coach and they had Russ at quarterback, and just the amount of changes that have gone on in this short amount of time, and to see, what they've built and where they're trending towards. It's the entire organization has done a fantastic job. Ownership group done an amazing job of giving the resources to the coaching staff, to the scouting department, to the players to go out there and be successful. And I think Sean has been a winner everywhere he's been as a coach, and understands, how to build a football team that's built to be consistent year in and year out, and have the firepower to go win a championship. And so it's been amazing to see. I think it's good for the league. I think when the Broncos are good, they're one of the storied franchises in the NFL. I think when they're good, it's better for the league. And, it's been fun to watch.
So Sunday's game, Denver is trying to dethrone Kansas City as a 9-time AFC West division champs, and a win on Sunday would go a long way towards that. But for the Chiefs, they're kind of fighting for their playoff lives. So who does Sunday's game mean more to, the Broncos or the Chiefs?
Well, I think if we go in Sean's words, you are what your record is. I think it means more for the Chiefs, where they like you mentioned, back against the wall. Sitting at 5-4. A loss on Sunday puts them at 5-5 with 7 games to go, and a lot of ground to make up in the AFC West, not only to the Broncos, but to the Chargers as well. And so, I think there's definitely going to be urgency from the Kansas City Chiefs, and they have experience. They have experience in these kind of games where their back is against the wall with all of the success that they've had in the playoffs. But I also think it's really important for the Broncos. As you mentioned, 9 straight division titles for the Chiefs. When you're a team that's trying to change the narrative and overtake, one of these dynasties in your division, games like this matter so much. You have to go out there and you have to prove it not only to the opponent that you're going against in the Chiefs, but prove it to yourself too, that we are who we think we are. And so, I think both angles of this make this game so fascinating and make it so interesting. And it's really, in my opinion, going to have a playoff atmosphere feel to it on Sunday.
Andy Reid's a phenomenal, 22-4 after a bye week in the regular season. The Broncos are undefeated at home. They've won 7 in a row. What's your gut feel about this game on Sunday?
Yeah, I think it's going to come down to 2 things. I think, Buffalo laid out the blueprint a couple of weeks ago against the Chiefs. If you can get home with 4 and you can make Patrick uncomfortable and force him to get the ball out of his hands either before or after he wants to, take him out of rhythm, I think that, that makes it really difficult for the Chiefs. The one key is going to be the Broncos' ability to run the football. When I looked at that Buffalo game a couple of weeks ago against Kansas City, they ran the ball effectively. And so I think if Denver can get their run game going and affect Patrick with just 4 pass rushers, which they do a lot of. They give you a lot of different blitz looks in Denver, but, more times than not, they're just rushing 4. If they can get home with just those 4 guys and have a bunch of guys in coverage, I think it makes it really difficult. I don't know how this is going to shake out. I'm excited to see it, but I think that's going to be the 2 keys for the Broncos.
Well, Matt, we're thrilled to have you and JB and Nate and Coach Cower here in the Mile High City on Sunday morning. And for Bronco fans who are tailgating early, head over to the south parking lot by the statues. That's where they're going to be doing the show. I know they'd love to see you guys. Matt, thanks again for your time, and have a great trip, and I hope you enjoy your stay.
All right, thank you so much. Like you said, all those Bronco fans, come out, have fun with us. We're going to have a blast on Sunday.
You going to throw them any passes if someone throws you a football?
I'll throw them passes. I'll do whatever they want. Whatever they want to do on Sunday, I'll launch it.
All right, thanks again, Matt. Appreciate your time.
You got it.